Live from Chanich Yeshivas.
R Eli Stefansky, 2018, the Daf Yomi share.
All right, Rabbi say. Yesterday we did a shtickle Avera. Oh, before we started the share yet. So tonight, well, let's talk about it until we have a bigger oilam. Yesterday we spanned 3 different daf. We started Daf Tezayin on the base, and we went all the way to Daf Yud Ches. And in Hilchas Daf Yomi, that's a big no-no, and therefore we're going to be going on ourselves a shtickle knas. So we shouldn't do it again, and we're going to repeat the entire Daf Yud Zayin on the base balpeh real quickly, because it's in the middle of a sugya. I'll do it real quick. In the Mishnah, we have a machlokes between and I got yelled at that there's no charts yesterday, so I made a chart for yesterday's daf, even though that's whatever. Mamish knas. We had in the Mishnah machlokes Rebbe Eliezer and the Tanakama Chachamim. If a person does pigul with the wrong intent, in other words, instead of having the intent of achila, he took the achilas odam and he said he's going to do achilas mizbeach, or he did achilas mizbeach instead of achilas odam. So, for instance, let's take a case. Instead of saying to himself, "I'm going to put the imurim on the mizbeach," he said, "I'm going to eat the imurim tomorrow." Mechutz lazman. The imurim on the mizbeach, he said he's going to eat them physically. Chacham said that's not pigul because it's shalei kederech achila. Rebbe Eliezer says pasul. The Gemara asks the question: if Rebbe Eliezer learns from a pasuk that it's pasul, then it should be chayiv kares. Says the Gemara, you're right. There's actually a machlekes in Rebbe Eliezer if he's chayiv kares or not. So far, you with me? Machlekes if this kares or not. Brings the Gemara a raya that is machlokes if this chorus. What's the raya? Because there's a brayso that brings this exact Mishnah. Machlokes if a person's pigul who is shalei kederech, instead of thinking to himself that he's going to eat the steak mechutz zman, he says he's going to put the steak on the mizbeach. Or instead of saying I'm going to put the imurim on the mizbeach, he thought to himself he's going to eat the imurim mechutz zman. So the Brisa brings that machlokes. The Chacham is saying it's kosher, and Rebbe Eliezer says it's possible. And then the Brisa says a very interesting case, the case of hiniach. What's hiniach? He thought in his mind, not achila, not I'm going to eat it tomorrow, and not I'm going to put it on the mizbech tomorrow, but he thought to himself, I see it's mamish distracting this video, huh? No. He thought to himself that he's going to leave it. He's not going to.
Better on TV.
Now you know why have it towards me usually. A little mirror. But today, because of the charts, we have a flip, because for whatever reason, it records, on the other way, it records in a mirror image. So I had to flip the camera. Sorry, guys. Where am I holding? I have no idea. Oh, we're talking about hiniach. Hiniach. So in hiniach, he thought to himself that he's going to leave it. He was doing shchita, and he thought to himself that the blood, remember, we were talking about it yesterday, the blood that's coming out of this behema, I'm going to leave it for 2 days. That's hiniach. What happens in hiniach? Rabbi Yehuda says pasul, and Rabbi Eliezer says af bezu pasul, and a machlokes. So then what do Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Eliezer argue about? They both say the same thing, l'chayra. From here the Gemara brings a raya that the mechulik whether or not this kares. When Rabbi Yehuda says pasul, he means in hiniach it's just a psul d'Rabbanan, pasul. But in the Mishnah, when they're arguing about the real deal, about achila, just they messed up. What kind of achila? Shalei kederech, that's according to Rebbe Eliezer kares. So I have a Gemara Raya that there's a machlokes in Rebbe Eliezer and Rebbe Eliezer, who argues in Rebbe Yehuda says pasul? No. Everything is pasul d'Rabbanan. So it's machlokes whether or not Rebbe Eliezer holds this kares or not. Fine. Says the Gemara, no. Maybe the pshat is, according to everybody, and now we're coming to the bottom of Yud Zayin on the base. Maybe according to everybody, there's no chorus in the Mishnah's case. Rebbe Eliezer is going to hold there's no chorus. Everybody holds there's no chorus. So what's the difference in Rebbe Yehuda and Rebbe Eliezer? It's a difference in the one case of hiniach. In hiniach, there's a 3-way machlokes. Here's the chart. In America, I got these colorful things. It's just going to get more colorful now. The first case is machshavas shaloi kederach achila. He thought he switched to achila. Instead of thinking that he's going to put the meat on the mizbeach where he's supposed to, he said he's going to eat it. Mechutz lazman. Everybody agrees it's machlokes, according to the Gemara now. Tanakama, Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Lazar, they all agree it's machlokes. Where's the three-way machlokes? Only in one case. In iniach, machshavas liniach ktsas dam. The nekuda here is ktsas, not all of the blood, as we're going to see, because all of the blood is issa deraisa. To think that in your head, everybody agrees it's issa deraisa. So, if he thought in his head that he's going to leave some of the blood beyond its allotted time, according to the Tanakama, it's kosher. Why Likula Alma is a kosher? Because the only psul that we know of is when he talks in terms of achila. Pigul is achila. But hinuach, just leaving it is nothing. Rabbi Yehuda says that Likula Alma, it's possible. Why? Because of Gzeira, maybe he's going to leave all of the blood. He's going to think about all the blood. So when he thinks about a little blood, it's possible. Because if he thinks about all the blood, it's deraisa. Raza says, even in that case, af bezu, that's the lashon. Af bezu machloik is not only in the Mishnah. Do we have machloik chacham and velazar? If it's possible or kosher, but even in the case of machshav laniach, is machloik is if it's possible or kosher. That's where we're holding. So now to today's daf. It wasn't so bad. 5 minutes. Let's say it. Today, Be'ezer Hashem is mamish a geshmak daf. Beautiful musagim and stories and all sorts of great things. So where are we holding? Oh, now 7 lines from the top. Daf Yud Ches Amud Aleph. We're actually holding where we need to be holding for now. But Be'ezer Hashem, I'm going to make sure that we don't finish today's daf. Now, ask the Gemara, what comes out? Rabbi say. So here, do you see the chart nicely on the screen?
Pick it up. Forward more.
Okay. You're supposed to be looking with the screen also. The guy's all the way back there. What does Rabbi Yehuda hold right now? Rabbi Yehuda holds that when a person has a machshava v'hinuach, lekula alma, pasul. Lekula alma pasul. Fine. That's what Rabbi Yehuda holds now. Ask the Gemara. We're going to make a point to prove that maybe Rabbi Yehuda doesn't hold that lekula alma it's possible. Maybe Rabbi Yehuda holds that this is machlekes. Is this box correct? This puzzle box? Rebbe says, Rebbe went to figure out all those questions that he had. He went to Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua. Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua was one of the Asara Harugi Malchus. Rebbe, the unbelievable Rebbe, went to Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua to figure things out. V'amrilo, and some people say, Lematzis midoises Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua, to figure out Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua, to watch him, to see what he has to say. However, when Rebbe got there, Matzasi Yosef HaBavli, Yosef Lefonov. I found Yosef HaBavli. V'hayachoviv lo b'yoser. Yosef HaBavli was beloved, unbelievably beloved to Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua. Ad la'achas, which is a very interesting lashon. Tosfos says, I like Tosfos' pshat. He says ad la'achas means ad ma'od, like lechado, means he loved him very, very much. Yeah. Or Rashi says the pshat is ad la'achas means until he got to this one question that we're going to say in a second.
Then he stopped loving. Downhill from there.
Okay, well you see why. He became a shtickle of a nudge. Omaloi Rebbe. So Yosef HaBavli told Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua, Hashoichet es hazebach la'aniach midomoy l'mocher ma'u. Anybody recognize the shaila? That's exactly our sugya. The question that we just asked. If somebody shechs an animal and he has in mind to leave midomoy, some of its blood, l'mocher, because all of its blood, to think that even in your head is a deraisa, but he thought in his head that he's going to leave some of the blood. Ma'u, is that also a psul? Omar loy, kosher. So he said it's kosher. According to what sheet is that? Tanakama, l'kula alma kosher. Okay, fine. Arvis, which is the first time he asked him the question, Amalai kosher, that's what we just said. Shachris, he asked him again. He figured maybe he'll get a different answer. Shachris, Amalai kosher. Tzarayim, in the noon, Amalai kosher. Mincha, however, when he got to afternoon, Amalai kosher. Elo sherebi Eliezer poisel. Oh, there's another shita. Poisel. This is machlokes. Okay, so that would be like down here, like Rebbe Eliezer. Machlokes. Fine. Zog the Gemara. Sahavu ponov shel Yosef HaBavli. Yosef HaBavli's face lit up. Oh my Lord, Rebbe Eliezer ben Shamua tells him, he sees that he's smiling, so happy. Yosef, kimedumani shloi kivanenu shmuseinu adato. Why are you so happy? Is it because what I told you until now wasn't halachically correct? And now all of a sudden I told you Pasal, so oh, now you're excited and that's what you're trying to get out of me? Oh my Lord, Rebbe Hain. The pshat is not yes. The pshat is no. Whatever you said was perfect. Everything was gewaldik. You're my Rebbe and you're perfect. Elo Rebbe Yehuda Pasal Shonali. What happened was, I remember in my mind that my Rebbe Yehuda told me Pasal. I went around and I asked everybody, does anybody recall Rabbi Yehuda saying that it is Pasal? And nobody could remember such a thing. Now, he has a big problem. He has a big problem because if he forgot something, it's a terrible thing. Right? There's a famous story with Rav Moshe Feinstein. He sat down in Shir and he said, the Shulchan Aruch in Sifkotan. So Talmud says, no, Rebbe, I saw this morning, it's not that Sifkotan. You're off by one or something. He says, no, it's not Sifkotan. And the Talmud says, but I saw this morning. He says, so bring out the Shulchan Aruch. So they asked him afterwards, he said, why were you so it's this Sifkotan, you're off by one. He said, no, I paskin on my memory. And I need to make sure that I know that I remember correctly. And if I think it's this Sifkotan, it has to be this Sifkotan. And it reminds me of this story because he was so upset, and that one halakha that he had, he was so upset, and then when he finally figured it out, Tzavu Panov, he became tremendous besimcha, because he realized that he didn't forget. He does have somebody that says like him. Achshav sheshonisa li pasol, hechzarta li avidasi. You gave me back my aveda. I lost something, and now there's an aveda. What's going on there? So, okay.
A little mouse mark, that's all.
Did all the Talmidim of Yehuda they all forgot?
Maybe he didn't say it to anybody. I don't think they forgot. Maybe he had a one-on-one with him once, and he wanted to find out if he's imagining something, if anybody else, he couldn't figure it out. Listen to this, Rabbi Isai, unbelievable. Zolgu Einov D'moish Rebbe Eliezer ben Shamua. He started crying that his Talmud was so excited to get an Aveda back of Torah. And by the way, the Chazon Ish in Emunah and B'tachon Perek Gimel brings this Gemara, and he says, look how they were in those days. When he forgot halacha, it drove him crazy. When he remembered the halacha, he was so happy. Not only so happy, his Rebbe started crying when he saw the happiness. That's how much they mechaviv the Torah. Omar, Ashreichem Talmidei Chachomim Shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem B'Yoser. This is the famous song that everybody sings. Gewaldig. Okay, a whole shir singing. Fine. Ashreichem Talmidei Chachomim.
We're so happy we're learning this tomorrow.
Yeah, unbelievable. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem B'Yoser. You love Torah so much. Korah V'Mikra Azer. Rebbe Eliezer ben Shamua said another pasuk on Yosef HaBavli, Mo ahavti soresecha kol hayoyim misichasi, which is by the way, the end of that song, right? In Eretz Yisrael. Fine. So that's the story. And now, so hold on. So Rebbe Eliezer, we're still in the middle of the raya here. Rebbe Eliezer ben Shamua finishes off and he tells Yosef HaBavli, don't think that Rabbi Yehuda told you that the halacha is that it's pasul because he himself believes it. He himself doesn't hold like that. It was a sentimental thing that he was telling you. It's because he had a relationship over there to Rabbi Eliezer, and Rabbi Eliezer holds it's pasul. So Rabbi Yehuda quoted Rabbi Eliezer saying it's possible, and Rabbi himself doesn't hold that. What is he really telling him? That there's a machlokes. Rabbi Yehuda doesn't hold that it's puzzle. He holds kosher. He's just quoting his father's Rebbe. Okay. So then the Gemara says, so what's going on here? What's the Aveda? What exactly was he so happy about? He heard from Rabbi Yehuda. What did he hear from Rabbi Yehuda? There's a machlokes, or he heard from Yehuda puzzle? Which one did he hear? If it's like this box right over here, L'kula alma pasul, and that's what he heard from his Rebbe Huda. So then why what Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua told him in the beginning? He told him kosher, kosher, kosher 4 times in a row. Then he tells him, oh, and by the way, Rebbe Eliezer says it's pasul. So basically, he told him there's a machlokes. So that's not what he lost. What he lost is what did Rebbe Yehuda tell him? Rebbe Yehuda said just one thing, pasul, and Rebbe Elazar ben Shamua told him there's a machlokes.
That there is a shita that holds puzzle.
Okay, let's see. EU plug the Gomer kosher. Well, if this is the Elamai, this is a kasha, this is the Gemara's kasha. Because we said that Rabbi Yehuda holds that l'kulam it's pasul, and there's no shita that says that it's kosher. Elamai over here, it has to be that Rabbi Yehuda told him kosher. Rabbi Elazar poisel esnayim. But what do you mean it's a shita? If it's a shita, but there's other people that hold kosher, then he wouldn't put in the box over here l'kula alma pasul. It's not l'kula alma. Rabbi Yehuda knew it or didn't know it. Rabbi Yehuda told him one statement, pasul. And Rabbi Elazar was telling him, you know, your Rebbe was a little off. When he said l'kula alma, most people, not only is he off, we don't even pass him like him. I didn't even want to tell you that sheet of pasul. I was telling you kosher, 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 because most people hold like that. It's a das yachid Rabbi Elazar that holds pasul. Oh, Yishkoyach, you gave me back my Aveda, what my Rebbe told me, that's not exactly such a simcha. So, Elamai, kosher, Rabbi Eliezer, poisel esnayim. So Rabbi Yehuda told him there's actually machlokes. Yochi, if that's the case, first of all, it's a kasha in our Gemara. Why do you say that it's so chaviv on him? Rashi says, "My homepnei plukto, ananami plukto kamasninin." So what was so special in what he told him? He told him there's a machlokes, and his Rebbe told him machlokes. His Rebbe told him. So what was so gishmak here? So we're going to the original pshat. Yehuda held that the pasul. So he just contradicted his Rebbe. He said it's machlokes. The mishum pasul ba'olam, and that's basically what Noam was trying to say here. That Yosef Bavli was so concerned that there's nobody that he's making something up, that he completely forgot what his Rebbe said. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua said, well, there is a sheet that says pasul, so at least he feels good now that he didn't forget it. Okay, so it's not exactly what his Rebbe said. That wasn't the point. The point is that he didn't forget. Okay.
Is he happy that they found a chomer then?
What?
Is he happy he found a chomer then? No, it's the opposite.
No, he's happy that he didn't forget that what he thought he heard from his Rebbe is indeed correct. It doesn't matter, but his Rebbe told him that. It doesn't matter. That he doesn't care. It doesn't matter what the halacha is. But what difference is it? He wants to make sure that what he heard from his Rebbe is correct. Yes. Memory. Like I said, the story with the Ramesh Feinstein. Rabbi Sai here yesterday. That fits into the thing.
I think we're going to have to get a big screen.
Rabbi Sai, real quickly. A mincha. How does a mincha work? First we put, number 2, we put the soilus on top of the oil. Number 3, we put again shemen on top. We do what we call blila. We mix it up. When we're done with that, we do something called the yitzika. We take a third time, we take the oil and put it on top of the blila. Now, number 5 only is for machas, marcheshes, afia betana, rikikin, all that stuff. You bake it at this point. After you bake it, then you do something, a mashicha on the rikikin, and you do psia. Psia is your pieces psis, and you take parts. You do a little mashicha on top. Then you break it up into parts, into pieces. Then you take the levina, and you put the levina on top of the mincha. Then you do tnufa where it's necessary. Some minchas have a tnufa, which is you shake it like a lulav, back, forth, in all four directions, up and down, against the ruchas rice, v'chulu. Then you do hagasha, which is in the keren droy mismaravis, southwest corner of the mizbeach. You touch the kli to the mizbeach, we said. You didn't like it, the touching, but at the end, you agreed to me. Then you do finally number 10, you finally get to kimitza. Then once you put it in a kli that another kohen is holding, kli sharet. That's number 11. Number 12, you put the levina on top of that kmitza that you just put in the kli sharet. You put it again on. Now, right before you do aktar, you take salt and you're moileach it. And then you're makter it. Rabbi Isai, can anybody remember this chart now? I didn't think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a mincha right now so we can remember it.
After we finish the daf.
No, right now.
So which is Manacha?
Let's make a mincha real quickly.
So well.
We're going to make a mincha right here now. Here we go. We got 2 bowls. Anybody want to help here? You can come help.
We don't mind.
It's going to be quick. It's going to be mamish quick. It's going to be mamish quick. It's a mamish easy daf. Yes. Oh. So we're not going to do it mamish like.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
Oh. So we got something called soyless. And we got a melicha thing here.
What kind of oil do they use?
Maybe somebody grab that camera and we can see this.
What kind of oil do they use?
They used canola oil, I think. No, they used shemen zayis, but I'm doing canola because
Good. So then we'll have to look at it.
gloves. But we're doing gloves because we're not making a real. Slow sound. You have to go off it. Hold on. So you take. You want to grab it? Here, grab that, please. No, my hands. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. Fine. This Rabbi Isai is the levoino, because we don't know exactly. This is the spice called levoino. We don't. Shemen is. I know. This is the levoino is in the levoino bowl. Here, stand back. Okay. The amount of oil, shemen zayis, the amount of oil is about half a liter. So we're going to put the half a liter in the kli that measures. It looks something like this plastic thing, not mamish, but everything, right. We don't want to do anything that's similar to the Beis HaMikdash, but we're just for... this is better. There's nothing like hands-on demonstration.
Experiential.
There's nothing like
Okay.
20 minutes early.
I said to begin with, I said I'm going to make sure we don't finish the daf. Okay, we got our oil here.
Are you serving this tonight?
Yes. Now what do we do? Step number 1. Here, open that chart up, please. We got it.
People watching you, by the way.
Okay, Baruch Hashem, how you doing? Only 2. Bezer Hashem will be more. Okay, what do we got? We got shemen b'kli. So we're putting the shemen in the kli. We put a little shemen. Okay, now, because Nachman is in a rush, we're going to do this really quickly. No, a little bit shemen. We need some shemen for later on. Yeah.
How much do you put in?
Why do you have to measure the whole thing?
Now I'm putting soyless. Now
How much do they
look at this soyless.
Why'd you have to?
Look at this soyless. This is not flour. What? What's your shaila?
Why did you have to put so much oil in if only you could use a little bit?
I don't know how much they put in. It doesn't say how much. We put in a little amount. Yeah. Put a little amount. Look how much I have left. Show me that. This is soyless. It's not fine. It's soyless is better quality, but it's a little coarse. Fine. We're pouring all this in. Now, the amount of soyless that we have is about, they say it's about 5 pounds today. So I have about 2 kilos. So that's it's like in America, it's a big bag of flour. I'm going to pour it all in just so we get an idea of how much flour, the size it really was. Now, so now I put the soil in the shemen. What's step number 3? I got to put shemen on the soyless and do blula. So I'm going to pour, I don't know how much, but we're going to leave a little bit for the yitzika at the end. But it's hard to do. Okay, you guys ready? Here goes. Now I got to do blula. Now I'm doing blula. Boilo. Now, believe it or not, we're going to learn soon that it's geschmack stuff. it's kemat working. We're going to learn that this amount of oil could be good, according to Rashi, for 60 times this amount. 60 times. Unbelievable. It's barely working on this. We got 60 times the amount. Now, also, if you remember, we had a Gemara that said that it's impossible that the Shem is going to get everywhere, that there's going to be some hard plies, that's why it's called Yovish, Chulu. Okay. Fine. Now I'm done with my blila, sort of.
Falls out. Does it matter if some falls out?
Yeah, vada, chaser, v'chulu. Okay.
This is already?
This is my mincha. This is my mincha. Okay, what's the number? Now, I would take this and put it in the oven. Or I take this, put it in a frying pan, and then I'll do, I did the whole thing, and then I break it up into pieces afterward. I do pieces, I do pisio. I bring the frying pan. When we're doing it on both sides, we're doing a different mincha. We're doing a mincha soilos. A mincha soilos. Okay. Now I'm done with this. I'm going to go into my levona bowl and do.
What about the
Shkoyach. Okay. You're in charge of that.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, yeah, Yitzika. So here's the leftover shemen. You see this? We're going to pour it on top. That's it. I believe that's it. We're not going to mix it anymore, right? We'll leave it here. It's nice and oily. It's shmak. It makes a lot of sense because now when I do my kmitza, it's going to be a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to my levona, number 7. Here's my levona bowl, and I take my 3 fingers like this, and I go in and I do a kmitza. Whatever, don't look. Nobody look. And I go like this, and now I have levona in my hand. I take that levona and put it in the center. Boom, like that. Okay, so now I got levona on top. Now what? Now if I have to do tnufos, I go like this. Oh, no, v'chulu, whatever. I do the thing all the way around, up, down, okay. Then I go hagosha. I go to the southwest corner of the Mizbeach, and I touch it, okay. You see? You all see it? Okay, Valdik. Now what?
Kmitza.
Oh, kmitza. How do we do kmitza? We don't go like this. Oh, we got to move the levina away. Why? Because we say you can't do kmitza from the side of the bowl. Remember, I got to pick these up nice and carefully, and I got to put them on the side over here, so it doesn't get mixed chas v'sholom into the thing. Because if a little piece of this gets into my kmitza, it's no good. It passes the kmitza. Again, we're going to go in this way. This is avoid the kosher sheba migdash. It's mamish. And now I have it. And now with my thumb, I'm getting rid of all the excess. And with my pinky, I'm going like this. It's getting all over my gemara. And now my fingers are all the way over here, not down here like that. And Rabbi Yisai, this is what I'm giving HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the Mizbeach. This is the korban mincha right here. Now after this, here you hold this, Eli. You're the kohen. I'm going to take my kmitza, and he's the kohen. Remember, we learned the whole sugya can't be on the ground. You have to hold it. You need 3 kohanim. I'm putting the kmitza in the bowl. Boom. Now, when I'm done with that, I gather my levoino here, make sure everything's clean, givaldik. Okay. And I take the levoino and I put it on.
Right hand.
Shkoyach. Good call. I'm out of practice. I haven't done this in a while. Oh, what if I have now machshavas pigul? That's okay. Okay, I put it on top of the levina. Now, Levi, go to the Mizbeach, be makdir, please. Oh! All right. Now you're being makdir.
Leave it down at the mouth.
Does anybody want to try? We have extra gloves here.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
How you make to it? You poured on
With the oven thing, what happened there with the oven?
There's some menachos, they go in the oven. Most. Michas, macheshes, machvas, mafetanur. Then you take it out. Once it's nice and baked, then you break it up into pieces. You fold it up. Yeah, some you do mashicha, some you don't.
How do you offer it onto the Mizbeach? You pour it onto the fire, or?
The kmitza is only half its big, right?
Hold on. I have to get my...
Leave it for the shit in the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We're back to... with plenty of time to spare for... Nachman, we're going to finish the daf for you. Wait for Chulin. Chulin, we're going to bring in live animals. Shchita on the spot. Okay, Zok the Mishnah. We still need this this demonstration. Says the Mishnah. We're holding Daf Yud Aleph on the bottom. Lo yotzak. If he skipped step number 4. Lo bolal, he skipped step number 3. It's a little bit out of order. V'lo posas, and he didn't do ksio, which is step number 6. V'lo malach, and he didn't do step number 13. Now we're really out of order. V'lo heinif, and he didn't do hanofel, knufa, 8. Thank you. Lo higish. Oy, the Gemara is full of oil. It's going to drive me crazy for the next 2 years when I do Chazor here. No, I remember it. Okay. Lo higish, he didn't do Hagosha to the Mizbeach number 9. Oy, shepesasam pita merubois. Or the pieces, meruba. What does meruba mean? Big, not a lot. V'lo mishachon. And the rikikin that I have here in tiny little letters, and number 5, the rikikin you have to do Mashiach to. That he didn't do Kshero. Says the Gemara. Milo yotzak. What does it mean he didn't do Yitzika? He didn't do it at all. Ilay milo yotzak klal ikuvik sivba. So Rashi proves that it's mamish ma'akev. You must do Yitzika. If you don't do step number 3, the 3 oils, it's not a good mincha. Elo lo yotzak koyin elazar. What happened was, of course, it was the Yitzika. Just it was done by Yisrael, not a koyin. Yihachi, says the Gemara, so let's use the same logic. Since it says lo yotzak lo balal in the same sentence, so l'chayra, blila, and Yitzika should have the same halacha. So if you just told me that it doesn't mean it didn't happen at all, but rather it happened, but through Yisrael, so the same thing would apply to a blila, to the blila. Yachi lo balal nami lo balal koyin elazar. Holei balal klal psula. So you're telling me that it has to be done through Yisrael, meaning that if it was done, it wasn't done at all, no blila, it's pasul, and this is one of the most famous concepts in Shas. Vasnan, shishim nivlolim, if you could do blila to 60 times the isarim. What we just presented before was 1 isarim, 5 pounds. 60 times that, 300, how much is that? You can use 1 luk shemen, a half a liter. It fits into the kli. Shishim ve'echod ein nivlolim. If you have 61, you can't do blila. V'avinam ba ki einim nivlolim havi. So the question was, who cares if you can't do blila? Vosnan le'bala kosher. It says before in the Mishnah that you don't need blila even without blila. It's kosher. V'omer Reb Zera, the famous concept, kol aroi lebila ein bila ma'keves boy. As long as it's available for you to do. So even if you don't do it, it's kosher. However, if you can't physically do it, if you look at the side, some of you have a Moisef Rashi. So Rashi says a beautiful thing. He says that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that you have to do bila, it says in the Torah you have to do bila, and you can't do it, that's not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted for you. Then it's not the mincha that he told you about. If you could do it, then it's still possible that's within the mincha that he spoke about. But something you can't do, then that's not what he commanded us to do. Says the Gemara, don't bring me a raya from Yitzika to blila. And memela what? So since blila has to be that you have to be able to be boiled, so then the same thing would apply by. So I'm sorry. So by bila would mean there was no bila at all. Not that Yisrael did it. There's no bila at all. So Yitzika also would be no Yitzika at all. So why are you telling me that Yitzika means that a Yisrael did it, not a Kohen? Mida area. Hakid Issa, v'Hakid Issa. One has no connection to the other. You can't learn out one from the other. When the Mishnah says Lo Yatzak, it means Lo Yatzak Kohen Elazar. Yisrael did it. Lo Balal Klal. Oish P'sasam Pita Merubas Kshera. There's two times the Mishnah mentioned Pisia. One says that if you didn't do it, it's kosher. The other one, if you did it with large pieces, it's kosher. As the Gemara actually apostles klal kshera, if the first part of the Mishnah says it's kosher, you don't even have to do it at all. Pita merubis mebaya. So if he broke it, but it's not the right size, why is that a problem? My pita meruba is an upshad in the word meruba. Shariba bepsisim. It has many small pieces that are too small, and that's why it's possible. Biboisei ma loilam pitim loilam pitim meruba is mashma. It's like we said pshadim meruba is that they're very large. Umau the same mahasam hu deika toras chalis aleim. As long as they have a shem chala, we're good. Aval hacha de loy toras chalis sika. They're broken into smaller pieces than a chala, so it's not even a chala. V'loy toras psisanika, and it's not even. It's nishtahin and nishtaher. Kireach mikan or mikan. It's not a chala and it's not psisin. It's another size. So think that it's possible. Kamash malon. Says the Gemara. Kamash malon, it's kosher. That's what the Mishnah says kosher. Can you get me a little water, please? I lost my water somewhere during the. Oh, this is still mine. Okay, shkoyach. Maybe our mission is not going according to Reb Shimon, and in fact, the Gemara at the end says it doesn't go according to Reb Shimon. The Sanya. Reb Shimon Omer, kol koyin sheinu moide ba'avoda, a koyin that is apikoros in the avoda. He thinks that the avoda is not something you need to do. He says it in his heart. Ein lo chelik b'kuna. So he doesn't share with the other kohanim in the kuna. Shenemar. Hamakir v'zdam hashtomim v'sachile v'bnei Aaron lo yisi shoyk hayom in lamana. If you're part of it, then you could get a shoyk. If you're not part of it, not. Moide ba'avoda yesh lo chelik b'kuna. If he admits that he's supposed to do avoda, shein moide ba'avoda, ein lo chelik b'kuna. Says the Gemara, ve'ein li elo zoy bilvad. So if he's this one holochas dam, and he's thinking during holochas dam, I don't want any part of it, he doesn't get his matana. What if he in the 15 other avodos? And what's the first one mentioned there? Hayitzikos. You see, yitzika, which our Mishnah says is not important, it's kosher, bizarre. It says that it's done by a kohen, meaning it's necessary for a kohen to do it. So that's a big kasha. And now, because we said yitzikas, we're going to say the rest. Vahablilois, vahapesisois, vahamelichois. These are all part of menachos. Vahatnufois, vahagoshois, vahakmitzois, vahaktoris. Now, on other halachas, vahamelikois, vahakabolois, kabbalah and melika, vahazois, vashkoas soita, giving the water to the soita, varifa segla, and knocking off the eagle's head when there's a shiloh who killed that person, mitaharas mitzaira, and doing the tahara for the mitzaira. Yeah, no, but forget our Mishnah. This is all. We're bringing 15. Taisus points out that it's Tana Vashir because he brings many other ones that are not mentioned here. Fine. Unasis kapayim, bein bebifnim, whether it's in the Beis Hamidrash in the Azara, bein bebachutz, whether it's in a shul somewhere. Minayin. How do I know that if he's a apikoros in these things, he doesn't get anything? Tamad loymar mibnei Aaron, avoda masur v'nei Aaron, kol koyin sheni moidabo ein chelik bakuna. So we have a kasha. On the one hand, we have our Mishnah that says that a yitzika kosher bizarre, and over it says that it's something that a kohen does, and he has to be moided in it. If he's not, he doesn't get it. Omer Rav Nachman, loy kasha. Kam b'minchas kohanim, kam b'minchas Yisrael. There's a difference. Minchas Yisrael, our Mishnah, the bas kmitzohi, that kmitz is available. It's one of the avodos. So therefore, mikmitz veilach mitzvahs kuna. From that point on, from kmitza on, which is what on the chart, all the way, I think it's number 10. From here on, you need a kohen. What about from here up? Not necessary. Where's Belila? Where's Yitzika? Over here, 3 and 4. So Mela, I can do it with the Yisrael. Mikmitz veilach mitzvahs kuna limila Yitzika Belila shiksher bizarre. Minchas kohanim, the lavas kmitzahi, a mincha that the kohen brings a mincha. The whole thing goes on the mizbeach. There's no kmitza at all. Mikar baikuna. So mele from step number 1 on, you need a kohen, and that's why it says over here that the yitzika needs a kohen because it's talking about a minchas kohen. Amalei Rava, mikdi minchas. Let's just finish. Mikdi minchas kohanim mehechas rabbi liyitzika memichas Yisrael. That love him in adin is kenidan. Where are you learning out? You learn out kohen from Yisrael. Mahasim ksher bizar. Avachanami ksher bizar. Ikad stop for a second. The sugi goes a little different. Ikad Amri Omer Rav Nachman leikashu. He said, "Kam b'nikmatzos, kam she'eni kmatzos." He didn't say kohen or not kohen. He said nikmatzos, not kmatzos. Omer Rava mikdi she'eni kmatzos meichel yisrael litziko b'nikmatzos. Where do I learn a milcha that has kmitza Mincha that doesn't have kmitza. What do you learn now from Mincha that doesn't have kmitza? So Rabbi Yitzika min kmatzos, kin kmatzos, mahasam ksheri bezar, afacha nami ksheri bezar. Elo, at the end of the day, machvarto masnisin deloy kirib shemin. So you see, in fact, there's a machlokes, and our Mishnah doesn't go according to Reb Shimon. Have a great day. That's with the Belila, not bad. Oh, Rabbi Isai. Tonight we have an amazing program in my house. Rav Gav, the famous Rav Gav from Eish Torah. Not simple to get him. It's a one-time thing. Don't get too spoiled. So have your wives come. It's only for women. They're gonna have a great time. Sushi, good food, and it'll be a chizik for Rosh Hashanah. It's kedai. 8:30, doors open, and the speech basically starts at 9.
Is the reason why the fence come
Here, you have to hit that thing.
They close their window. That's the reason. If they close their window, the fence was that they close their window.